Hello everyone. Hello Ceruda, hello everyone else. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. After months and months of waiting, we have a new patch. And I thought we'd just jump straight into the main quest here. I did spot a couple of blues over here. There's an otherworldly encounter, which I do believe is the Final Fantasy XI raid. There is an intrepid new enterprise, which I feel like I should know what it is, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I can't think of it right now. And Wandering Minstrel for probably the first fiend battle. As you see, everybody's lining up to MSQ over here, so we'll just join the line. Hello, Bulwark. A royal invitation. Ah, it is a pleasure as always, Suzanne. Have you been able to relax lately? Thumbs up. Wonderful. As busy as you have been with the rite of succession, among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Tuliolal at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at Blyavtia is one such way to do so. They're made the traditional way and laden with fillings, and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brokev, will look after you. You're telling me these things as if they were new. I've been here before. Wandering Minstrel. I'll do it. I'll skip all the dialogue here. Queen Eternal, I don't care what you have to say. I don't care. Thank you. I will not be doing that right now. I haven't done any of the extremes yet for Dawn Trail. I haven't actually geared myself up properly either. I'm materialless over here. I need to do that first. Why is there a whole bunch of people over here? Well, if it isn't Tuesday, how alone today are you? Yappers? I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Oh yeah, I finished the role quests. So, I should have probably known, but there was nothing at this point. There's no finisher quest or anything. They said there's going to be more role quests, I think, next patch, so maybe then. Empty seat. Still looking as bad as ever. Gregarious man. You still love tacos, I hope. Heh. You ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? I don't. No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry. It's still strange for me too. Just the other day you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasulani. Now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family and you can always rely on me. Relying. That feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria we had Electro. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I'd never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I had been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. my wife and children. I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... Now I say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. An interesting thing to bring up for sure. Like people meeting like their parents, and they're older now than their parents. I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tuliolo. Wow, Vuklamat? To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I definitely seek this group out. And I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go find you, Susie. You don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself. How did you know I was here? Are you spying on me? The tacos here never disappoint. So, what have you been up to lately? I've been exploring Tural with my trusty alpaca. I've been catching up on sleep. I've been helping out around Watameki. I've been working to recover some stolen artifacts. I've been making a name for myself at the Arcadian. Well, all of these. Even though I haven't done any of the Savages, I will say I've been making a name for myself at the Arcadian. Since I'm dressed as a Solution 9er right now. You're fighting in the arena Alexandria. By facing off against tough opponents, I'd wager you've honed your skills even further. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace, but whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way I can better understand the problems they have, and share them with Ghana to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you, as Dawn servants. Do you have time to come to the palace? Great, I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. I'll be there faster than you. Zoom! I'll teleport. Because it's a long way over there, a long way over there. Faster just teleport, maybe. Probably. Ah, now it's a long run over here. I wonder if we get to go to the roof of this place at some point. All the people MSQing. Mr. Suze is always an honor. Valkorn has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you before long. Okay, why is Wuklamaj standing there? Just staring. Also, it says Sunperch 2. This place is instanced? Or like, well, I figured it would be like solo instanced, rather than needing instances. Classic music. Oh, you're all here too. No voices. Valcone has summoned us, though if truth be told, Alphanode and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hannish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were of course happy to oblige him. Kryl and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on this investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Oranja have left to resume their tour of Tural. Stola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Kona's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was an indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You'll like to be stuck with her for a while. So is Stola going to be the trial series? I don't think I've heard anything about what the trial series would be. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. Quick refresher on everyone. Kona's glasses are fine. They've been spoiling. Like one image of this patch has been how Kona's glasses are broken at one point. Shocking. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present companies enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Glolja and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yasulani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in the Alexandria fold. It was they who put forth the proposal that the Queen be thus honored. I'll leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends want to do something for them. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Glolja, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sven as well, after all. Is it gonna flash? I was like, is it gonna flash back to Sven? I think I should go too. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. That would be inappropriate. I wonder if there wasn't another way. There wasn't. But I wonder. You and me both. But we made our choices and are responsible for what comes of them. As vow, I'll attend the funeral in an official capacity. I owe it to the Alexandrian people to bear witness to their grief. I'd like it if you could be there to watch over everything, like you did all through the rite of succession. And I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sven was, to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Glorja in the back room. Why is he there? The sole king of Alexandria. Wow, why am I here with this cat? Crossroads. A very short title for a patch. A lot of the time there are quite a lot more. This is just Crossroads. Is this currently existing gear? It is. Because that looks like the stuff that Preesh is wearing. I didn't mean to get to like the savage rating, but I'll probably start doing it now when gear is a bit more plentiful as well to be able to do more stuff around here. I've looked into the battles and they don't seem too rough. They seem close enough to the originals, I'd say, or the normals. Still no voice. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who will officially take part though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So, how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shayle's always teaching me new things. Recently I've learned about Everkeep systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I've brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamachi, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you there. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Shut up, nerd. I wanna see this new thing. This is a new thing where if you don't select a reward, they force you to select a reward. I'll take the money. Global Jar Jar has been added to the Codex Troll as well, in the right of succession. Alexandria Mourns. A full-on quest without any voice acting though. The flowers are being handed out to practice at Practice Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Gosson. He was apparently Sven's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Where? You'll see people moving around like a river, going from MSQ point to MSQ point. Oh, and I guess this tells you when there's a long cutscene ahead, when there's a bunch of people standing here as one group like this. I hope this is at least voiced. Ah, why you're... And wow, Vuklamat of Tuliolo, thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sven's funeral. We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I'm Gosson, for the chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Ah, rest assured they are not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. You see, people in the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we are distributing them as we are able. I see. Yet regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Sven. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. I will. The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Surely they will be releasing the regulators at some point. As a gear piece. It's a lot of strangely positioned people. Now it's voiced. Right? Right? Why doesn't the child have a regulator?
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old. while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together.
Now it's flashback time.
Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we must. We will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Are you the baddie? Who's the baddie here? Who do I gotta fight? I know it's one of you. I will fight the child if I have to. Pray emote.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What
Yes.
will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still
still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Are the black ones somehow modified as well, perhaps? Hey, Glolja, do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means that she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Perhaps we should try looking again? Do you want to know your mother? Good question. I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again. And if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Alright, thank you everyone. Alright, child. In search of the past. I think this is the dungeon. Assuming neither memories nor records of Glolja's mothers remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Sizay, if you could make inquiries outside of in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Middle-aged Tonawata. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zoralja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tonawata settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Yuvayavta. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another. Well, so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Ganiloka. You exchanged with the middle-aged Tonawatan has taught you about Zoralja's devoted. Oh, I guess those people are gonna try and kill me. Explaining the dungeon. Why am I walking? A Mamulja woman. Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolol after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Your exchange with the chatty Shatona has taught you about a Mamulja woman. One more. A fresh-faced Dorota. They're looking for a Mamulja woman. Oh, Glolja's mother. I can't help you there, mother. I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zoralja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoralja assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Your exchange with the fresh-faced Tonawata has taught you about a battle with the Tural Vidral. Back to the back room. No, not home point. Gulorja has told me all. We've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. There's your notes. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Zodiark brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasulani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Yuvavata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yuvayavata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zodiark made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would have been ideal, and if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zodiark have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zodiark's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. An Ultima weapon. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So we look into transportation records. There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yuvayavata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating the secret facility in Yuvayavata then. And this time, I want you to come along, Gulorja. Is Gulorja gonna tank the dungeon? Go on, child. Yuvayavata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift towns. Alright, thank you, Shale. Bye. Dungeon time. Isn't this where the entrance to the other dungeons as well? So you just have double dungeon over here. Everybody's standing around. Waiting in queue, I guess. Or just idling around. So the harbor cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow us when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful everyone. Bye bye, child. It's dungeon time. I'm sure. Excuse me. I'm sure, there will be plenty of people. Yep. Ready to go. What? Somebody withdrew. Since I can't have Glorza tanking. Axe beats. Everything is very thunderous. Good morning. My father must have come here for a reason. There are beasts here too? I don't even know how to play anymore. Oh yeah, Holy has a has a brand new cooldown now as well. Or not cooldown, but cast time rather. The cast time is sped up. And also the Dark Knight has also been buffed. Fair bit. Some nice buffs around here. I don't even know what to do with this time. Waiting after Holy has been sent out already. Because you can just move around much easier. Whee! That was 2 Holies before I started moving. My lilies as well. Get that blood lily going. 2 packs, so should be boss next. Uh-huh. Lindblom Zagnol. It's a bit thinner than it should be, I think. But otherwise, a classic. Let's drop a thingy over here. Gore. Is it goring somebody? Oh, it's goring that. Cabotos. Whoa. Okay. That seems like a bad thing. Yup. Yup. It's all shocking around. I don't have time to cast anything here. Excuse me. Raw electro. We gotta kill this stuff. Sparking for sure is just damage everywhere. And then another pillar phase. Let one pop for silence. Only bleeding magic. Research note. Gotta check that out at some point. Rotten researchers. They're moving. Yeah, what kind of research are they doing here? Exactly my question, Roja. Exactly my question. Is this Umbrella? Zombies? Why is it always zombies? It's of course also a little bit reminiscent of the Marco research. What happened here? A Ring of Healing, 705. Take it for Disenchant. Giant horse. Not a corpse, a horse. What? It's probably where we fight. Imagine if they took the stun resistance out of the game. White Mage could just solo everything. Earrings of healing. Overseer Kaniloka. You surrender your souls to King Zeraljar. Were they trying to like pump out souls or create artificial souls, or what's the what kind of idea did they have here? Tree spirits. Okay. 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 Interesting. Interesting. Okay. 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 Phantom flood. Okay. 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 Oh. Red mage was almost out. Dark tunnel. Scarred flesh, extract the soul. Temporary misdirection. Okay, very nice, very nice. Alright, alright, alright. Classic labyrinth. Probably good enough. Oh, that was not good enough. Spirits. And dark tea. Let's bring Samurai back. Let's take a bit of extra time without the other DPS here, so we'll see some repeat phases, I'm sure. More souls. Two. With a stack. Gotta be ready for the reses here in a new dungeon. Aiming necklace, bending boots. Whoa! Is that a storm? What is going on here? Windy. Everything's sprightly or something. A sprightly poo bad. Yes, stun resisted now, so I gotta start dodging properly. The timing went a little bit off with that, whoa! With that boss, so I think I'll save up my presence of mind here. Started casting them yet, so oh, actually I had to target an enemy to be able to use my damage ability. My first time playing a white mage, you know. What is gonna be here at the end? Is it just some generic monster? Was the Taral Vidral, this one as well, just sealed away and not actually destroyed? Is there a little bunny? It is. It is the... It's... okay. Is this Monty Python? I was not expecting that, I must admit. Whee! Yeah. It is quite a lot bigger than the one in that bus. Close enough. Raging Ball. Okay, just one placing attack. Nothing special about that. Leafvine Loaf. Okay. A ring attack. Followed by some bouncing circles. Okay. Alright. That sure happened. This should be a safe spot. Boom. Big boom. Alright, circular boom. Boom, 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 boom. Made it. Not on the inside. Oh, yep. Bye. I was kind of okay. It's coming around. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. So, oops. Oops, he's coming with that. Alright, hold on. There's not much I can do around here. Okay. Yeah, the tank should not have taken that to the face. Sometimes you definitely gotta actually just like believe in the mechanics. up this bunny easy now. I was really able to save that situation because the red mage went down. That was kind of a problem. They could have helped resurrect the others, but as things were, it was not going to work out. I could have like keep myself alive and also get to those spots where I had to go. For the to be able to just kind of stand in a spot for a while and cast a raise. Oh! I ran too fast. Too fast. But it's a bit of a hard mechanic, I gotta say. The way that is set up. Seems like a safe spot. I am probably gonna get hit with the spread, and then off the crater. Tank again. Oh, no, I'm going to the wrong direction. I had to just commit to it at that point. Let's get the red mage up. Let's get some other stuff going in here. Sonic how? Sonic? Sonic again? Focus on damage here. No, that's not. It's not always clear when tank busters have the clear. Because they don't always have a cleave, actually. Sometimes they just hit exactly the tank. And we run. Oh, no. Okay, the sludge is actually not as bad as you'd think. But that was the wrong button. It was incorrect. Bye, bunny. A rough boss, indeed. Baku. Unless you mean. Bunny ears for the bunny. This thing. Wait, it's still alive. He's just sleeping. Looks a little bit like Stitch. Just a grey Stitch.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Valiarmanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
He's just a little baby.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Lands Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours.
Including a babby.
That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you all right?
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubigo women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
I like that the hole wasn't like part of the fight and just temporary or anything. It actually is there. I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamulja women here. For a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliolav and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Good part. You may now enter yes. Among the abandoned. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. They were sucking souls. Let's see if there's any weird details in here, other than the, dead people. It's red. What happened to the people here? Did they all leave, or did we already meet them? They're all dead. They're all dead. Really was just Umbrella Corporation. To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, and even in the best case they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Zodiark so absolute? I wonder what Beck-Luke would make of this research into transferring souls. Yeah. I can go and pass the message. The researchers likely moved between the upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find a key among their belongings. Makes me angry to think about what they did here. Go back to Alizé. It won't open, and I don't think it'll yield to our shoulders either. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find the key. But that's the old-fashioned way. A lift can be seen behind the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. Security panel is nearby. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. Let's see now. I sure wonder how I could get through this right here. I have a feeling that there's something I'm missing. I don't know how I could get through this. It's offering me to go backwards as well, but I'm guessing it's gotta be over here, right? It's gotta be. An open cabinet. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged within the cabinet. Among the various items is a magic manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper and find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open the iron gate. Or maybe I need both. Test subject journal. Hello. They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write. Can write good? Yes? I'm good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat, an eater must eat. Okay. Eater. You found the key? Great, I'll call the others. It seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. So this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valigamanda. All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies, related to the seal's failure, most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Glorja's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shell taught me how. There's so much data. I don't what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishalja. Brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Tishalja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to the storage device I brought. You got a USB stick with you? There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. And we're back here. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. Back to the back room. Welcome back. Kulolja has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In that case, Alize and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Aye, their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Bye. Geode. Guidance of the Hetzo. Alize isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the Sol system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Tural, ones with no elders to care for. Word of that problem has reached us in Tuliala. My brother is doing all he can to see the Zakrua Railroad restored to operation, so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, and even that part was blown up, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things such easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Kona seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it out for ourselves. To Shaluani Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Kona informed. Okay, this is actually the picture of Kona with the broken glass is actually from here. I'm wondering. I'm kind of thinking that it's probably not going to be anything dramatic. It's probably just going to be like Kona hitting his face with a hammer or something. And that's the great mystery of it all. Not these people again. About resolve. And Suze Tal to put. What can I do for you? we're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, scratch there, on his way. What's Aramville doing over here? Oh yeah, no, I just realized nobody mentioned Aramville. No, nobody mentioned him when we were going through where everybody was. So I had completely forgotten about his whole existence. Looking good, Aramville. Gasp, did our little bun finally outgrow his old clothes? Finally. Stop that. As you well know, my previous attire was that of a gleaner, and I've chosen a different path. It was time for a change. You'll hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion. Get it? On track? But we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations. But now we're back to our original problem, how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Meva Hetson. That is the Ronek, though the Hetzaro that follow them are none too pleased about the Hetzer being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronek will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their grazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronek's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. The Ronek's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I tend to ask the people of Mehavetzoan for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear what the Hetzara have to say about it. They are the ones most affected after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Vato. The rest of you can accompany us to Hetzara encampment if you like. Why am I flying? And I can just teleport over there. Vow of Resolve, Vow of Reason. I bid you welcome to our camp, but what brings you all the way to Mevahetson? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of Zaktural Railroad. I do still think like one of the big things with this game, where they could really really improve the game quite a bit, is by just having voice acting in a lot more scenes. Like, say for example, every scene, every cutscene of the main story should be voiced, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it would just be an improvement, because it's also one of those things where if somebody wants to just read through stuff, they can just do that. the voice acting is not going to stop them from that. You too have noted the Ronek's unexpected change in behavior then. My son, Shepito, has been looking into this matter. Shepito? Normally we'd expect the Ronek to keep to their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet. And despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Yarionan and Yavtadane. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward toward your railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetzara would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzara descent. My parents traveled with the Ronek as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade, that I might fend for myself. I became a storekeeper in Tuliol's markets, and that is where the Dawn Servant found and adopted me. I'd already been in the palace some time when Nachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude, and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Truly? I have never heard of the Ronek choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetzara willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstances. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions had never much appealed to me. But if they had good reason, wouldn't you want to know? Even if it might help you better understand the Ronek's current behavior. As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetzara may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn Servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Ronek and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Hetzara culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. Then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronek, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. I'm not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. I somehow find the lone cactuar here funny. Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let us meet back here later to share what we've learned. Start over here. A ruffled Ronic. As you stroke the Ronic's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle like as not. Fur brush. A sturdy brush suitable for grooming even the fluffiest of Ronic. Ah, Geppetto sent a Ronic brush with you, did he? How like him. Now just run it through one little patch at a time, gently. You dutifully brush the Ronic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Well done. With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries, should the need arise. I'm getting my alpaca quite a lot in the roulette here. You're learning about the Hitsara way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrive at them myself. Our Hitso provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices and soap to drive away pests and to sustain our fires. What is it? Bones? Hooves? Are hooves bones? Is it dung again? Meat and organ meat? Is it dung again? It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered a myriad uses for Ronic chips over the time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there is a need, our Hetzer always provide. It's always the dung. This won't do, this wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew. There you go. Shrek! Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronic hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry. I'm afraid I've finished with my task for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you likely already know about the Ronic, know that the Ronic are our Hetzer, our guides, that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetzara must also part with half our number. You may think it strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizon as a people. This too is the wisdom of Hetzer. You smell of the grass and the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us. You even look the part. I have to wonder how Volcana is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. With broken glasses? Get beat up by a Ronic? Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronic and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? Hetzara life revolves around the Ronic, but in turn the people receive all they need. The Ronic are treasured members of this community, as important as family. Revolves around them. Yes, I feel the truth of this myself. While I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of the Hetzo rather than tread man-made paths, I arrived where I was meant to be all the same. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Ronic, as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tural, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today, and I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetzo are concerned. I'm glad to hear it. Valkana, you're welcome among our herd anytime. Money. The warmth of family. Kona, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzara as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Ronic are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzara would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of question. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronic's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronic, even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hetzara would have surely put two and two together where the cause geological. I measured the area's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. A large animal, perhaps? What do you think, Kona? A large animal? And a powerful one, like as not. A predator given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. could it be? The Turuhetsu? Turuhetsu? Ronek River, in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. The fangs that steal Hetsu in the night is another evocative one. Ronek can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turuhetsu. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. Cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. Can't tell you why this one is so far from home and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronek's consternation is clear. As is our next move, we must drive the Freever away. They might return to their grazing lands in peace. Oh, I just realized Erenville had a Kafkiva, or the robot, as a little trinket. Never fear, we will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. It's a duty. The Ronek River is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they might be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found. Your progress will be saved at certain points. Yes. Item level 6, 730? Whoa.
Help! Help! Hetsu is coming this way! It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
After they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek River.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Battle time.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
I need the map.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
No, Erenville, I wanted to look at your stuff. Stop running. And look at your backpack. It's not gonna stop. Can I see? Yes.
There they are!
You want me to sprint?
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
Stroking. Stroke. Bill, look at you. he's got his extra shoes as well. Pit, pit, pit. Snuffle.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind. There must be something up ahead. Come! There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
Alright, the birds. Get over here. Getting close so I can AoE you.
In a panic was clearly an understatement. More are coming!
Save them. Everyone is just staring.
You're mine!
Alpha again. So this is also probably, I could imagine this is maybe where we get the
All or nothing then.
what's it called? The Beastmaster. Probably confuse people, I would imagine. Not in this patch, but later on.
It seems that did the trick.
Saved. For the healing.
For the fodder, at least. But where's...
Hello.
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronek Reaver, and no mistake.
It is pretty big.
There! That one there!
This is where his glasses break.
Not so fast!
How did you expect that to help? Please stop.
Even should it cost me my life.
I will save the Hetzel!
Kona, calm down. Also, why did it take this long for Clamart to get in here?
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear. Right! Let's finish the job!
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
Boss battle.
You'll find the vow of reason. It's not without resolve.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
Yeah, 3%. I mean, 0.3%.
I need some time to think, will you? It must have a weakness, and I will find it.
Adamant scales, protected by a nigh impenetrable hide.
Keep it busy. I need time.
Totally nerding.
Right! Go for the legs!
The legs. Balls of fire? Both sides, it seems. Can we switch sides around here? Oh no! Get away from me. Triceros Nair. You're not even a Triceros. What are you talking about?
Now we just have to keep it pinned. Get in
Hurrah.
there, Kona!
Will do. What are you doing?
A protective current of ether. But whence does it flow?
Whens. Don't make up words in the middle of a battle. I feel like I'm afraid to do anything here. This damage. It's our best chance.
One well-placed piercing round to the chest, and...
Where did you get the sniper? It's a big gun.
You're done for!
It does pull out big weapons all the time.
Stem the flow of protective ether.
There's nothing stopping us now! Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me!
Like Kona's regular gun is that like coach gun kind of thing there. So I don't know where the sniper rifle comes from, but boom, 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 and boom. Classic movement. More classic AoE to AoE. I'll shield us up just in case. Sometimes I do feel like these solo duty bosses are a little bit too beefy. I guess this one is doing new mechanics all the time, so damage up. Damage up. Nine damage ups. Easy peasy.
We did it. The Etso, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehwa Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats. But the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetso.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty.
Life and glass.
The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeni Hetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
And a baby was left behind.
Lozeni Hetta. that's where the Pelu Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a Reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran, and as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself.
Why is everyone shocked all of a sudden?
All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am Dawn servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Loading in, everybody. To know that the heads are safe is more than enough, yet would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them we also avenged my parents? It's the least I owe to them after all this time. Caesarea, thank you for standing by me, as Dawn servant and as the oft imperfect man beneath that mantle. Now let's return to our attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the Ronek straying from their favorite grazing, and obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than a traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Let us return to Shalawani Station and begin working on it. Then, Baulika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. May have been faster to just fly from here. You look pleased about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it? So the Ronek were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are. And Valcornus not too bad himself. What with his whistle idea. Sit tight, we'll have this train on the tracks before you know it. Sit tight? Sure. I'll sit tight. Like, they give you choice there.
We're ready to go.
Whoa! She looks as good as new!
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolal. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through her paces.
Another choo-choo. Hope we don't have to fight this one. That engine seems pretty small. But I guess it's powered by cerulean.
There's a Ronek up ahead. Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
Get out of the way.
It's moving away. Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
miraculous solution.
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shaktaral Railroad is back in service.
For a while there, we were real worried that we'd never get the railroad running again. But now that the test drive was such a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Jalani and then the continent. Watch out, Zaktural, here we come. I share the sentiment, but we've got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. The efforts of all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, thank you. As for our own work, I trust you can handle the matters here in Alexandria, Lamachi. Quest complete. Crossroads? Well, it's possible that Shale's made some headway by now. And regardless, we should spread word that the railroad has been restored to service. Shale, what do you have her working on? Glorja's mother. I'd feel the same in his shoes. Have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. Kafkiva we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. I needn't search for what she left behind, because she left it with me, and will carry it always. Speaking of things you're carrying, is that a teeny tiny Kafkiva? What? No. It is merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer, and I thought it's as good a souvenir as any. Whatever you say. For what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on your travels. Yes, well, you're off to the dome now, aren't you? I thought I might join you for a time, see if there is aught I can do for the people there. Much changed though it is, I still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. We're walking. We just fixed the train so we don't need to walk. Well, in truth, we're just teleporting. It is kind of funny seeing some of those people, you know, there's those players who always are just AFK in like Limsa. They're forever just standing around there doing nothing, but somehow they have completed all the content in the whole game. But you never see them like move anywhere. So it's fun to see some of those people around here doing the MSQ now. It's, you know, it's fresh stuff. They are moving for a couple of hours. A simple yet elegant solution, and thus is the railroad back in operation. Meanwhile, Shale has nearly finished processing the data. She will be able to share her findings with us imminently. Stola, what are you doing here? I'm interrupting something, I gather. Why, Stola? What brings you here? I've seen enough of the gate in the Skydeep cenote for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. While there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on electrope. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Lest you fear I've forgotten, once I've made headway with the living memory, the key in your keeping shall be the next subject of my scrutiny.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Tashul Jah herself. While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
I don't know what's with the slowdown here.
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
Let me see if Stream Avatars is doing something weird.
My name is Tashul Jah, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose. Mother?
Mommy?
Officially I was a Chirurgeon with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuliyollal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran. And in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within, and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another. but something else beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today. It should have been today. The beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If you could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
My... No, I can't. I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't. I can't. No! No! Get it away from me. Get that thing away from me!
Said nope.
It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all.
Just a little surprised.
He'll come around. We'll be a happy family. Kaniloka's shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamachi. Father and mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try. I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
Stola? Better to know. A profound response for one so young. Though I wish he didn't have to be, Golojard is indeed wise beyond his years. Yet one never outgrows the need for dependable companions. It is fortunate that he has you. Thank you, Shale. Because of you, I got to hear my mother's whole story. You heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Golojard. If you remember one thing, remember that. Now then, having shared what I can at present, I am ready to head to living memory when you are. I'm planning to be thorough, so we will need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain over long. I know we all have much and more to attend to. For now, farewell. A word before you leave. Our networks were already spreading word of the railroad. We expect people would be clamoring to get on the first train back. With the reactions being the polar opposite, scant few seem inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. What? When we spoke before, you said many from Tuliyola were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard. If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start at lane node 9. Let's do it. The game is running a little bit like weird. Try to show why. Is it just the game itself being like overpowered by all the people? There may still be people gathering in Praxis Park. Let's try there first.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
Have you heard? Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zodiark's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong.
You don't understand.
But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the Ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know? We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
You too could die
What are we to
at any
do?
point.
Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die.
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. It's
That was
only
a pretty
gotten
good
worse.
sigh at this at the situation. Like,
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
they don't know. Excuse me. Do we gotta do this again? How many times do I gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
What?
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset and I don't know what to do!
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
I don't understand. Sphene is gone. Forever. You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
A funeral? For Her Majesty?
Didn't happen.
What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria. Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live, not for us, nor our children.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort. You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution. All
Kill
of
more
us shall be
people.
made endless.
I see.
I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and for as long as you like. Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received neo-regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all. One day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
You Victral! The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
Sphene 2.
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
They're all like, who are you?
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
So the boss of 7.3 is Sphene again. Trials the ending NPC. We only caught the proclamation from distance, but I can tell you that the message about neo-regulators was received with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sphene. She should have been destroyed when the Meso terminal shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen, it is no surprise that they would choose to believe she is alive. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honor, just as if their memories have been erased. It was Gulolja controlling the stuff. Given that the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, that was likely the work of the regulators, but by whose design? Someone smart enough to play at being the Queen of Reason. And that guy is, even if some suspect deception, most of Alexandria will be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. While I agree wholeheartedly, we should avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes the next move. Heaven's Eye. Quest complete. Meanwhile, in living memory.
Where am I? My people? Are they safe? Why am I?
Oh. In fear of death, the people turn to Queen Reborn, their fates to learn. Crossroads. Of Neon Horizons. Alright, I will become of Neon Horizons. The slowdown seems to be getting worse. Is it over here? Yeah, it's getting, like, it is getting worse. Was there something in, something new, I wonder, around here in Solution 9? Probably not. No, probably not. I'm wondering. You know what? Let me restart the game and see if that helps any. If it's just something with the game right now, or what the issue might be. Restart. Logging in. While this is going on, I suppose I may update the title as well, that we are no longer doing the MSQ, we are doing Final Fantasy 11 Raid, hopefully. It's doing the same kind of crackling. See what kind of a 26Q, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's head back to Tuliolo. Let's check out those blues that we have here. It still feels like it's not quite there. But I want to see what this blue is, because I really don't have an idea of what it could be. No, wait a minute. Now I remember. Oh yeah, of course. Because this is the Pelu Pelu Society Quest live. Oh, Kali. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. But now I remember what it is. But also, yeah, it's slowing down. I am feeling like it might just be the game itself as being like barraged by people. An otherworldly encounter. This is what we'll do. Say, aren't you Tsuze? That certainly saves me a lot of trouble. I was asked to find you on behalf of Milalja. Curious happenings abound in Mamuko of late, and we thought one with your worldly experience may be able to help us make sense of things. If you have time and inclination to aid us, she awaits you in Mamuk. You'll find her west of the plaza, in a large building near the two-headed statue. Alright. Over to to Mamuk over there. I always forget that it is in the south, indeed. All the people. All the people. Thank you for coming. Truth be told, I was unsure if I was right to call on you, but the troubles we now face cannot be overcome with our strength alone. It all began when we found a fallen traveler in the sky deep cenote. For a mercy, his wounds were not life-threatening. His kind is not a common sight in these lands. Tall and slender of build, with pointed ears. He has yet to awaken, but speaks in his sleep of strange things that make little sense to us. It was our hope that you might recognize something in his ramblings, or perhaps even jog his memory once he regains consciousness. Might you be willing to speak with him? Milaja, the traveler stirs. Very good. If you would be so kind as to bring him here. Is that an Elvan? We are glad to see you awake, and in good health besides. May I ask your name, traveler? My name? I'm sorry, I can't remember. Does Sandoria ring a bell? It would seem the fall has affected his memory. In any case, his presence here is a complete mystery to us. His armor the only hint as to whence he came. Does anything about him strike you as out of the ordinary? He seems to be wearing some 2002 armor. Looks like a typical adventurer to me. Not much different from any other Elezen I met, or would that be Eldite? Or would that be Elvan? Elezen, Eldite, no, that's not quite right. I remember. I'm an Elven adventurer. And you're Mamulja. Could it be I've come to Mamuk? Yes, but a different Mamuk than you think. Wait, if I'm in Mamuk, then I must be taken prisoner. Two so readily believe us enemies. Perhaps he comes from a land unfamiliar with our customs, across the salt. He could be from Eorzea? I'm not so sure. Maybe he came from Alexandria? I'm not so sure. Sounds like he's from Vanadil, and I have already met someone from there, by the way, I just realized. How are they gonna like, what are they gonna do about that? Because there is an event in the game. I wonder. We've no way to know for certain, in which case... Milaja, we must gather our strongest fighters at once. Why? What's happened? Gulol Jaja's shade has returned. It's been sighted near the Zodiark descent. Bakul Jaja has engaged the apparition, but I fear the worst. The vow of resolve's companion, from the feet of the Brotherhood. I suspect you would understand the graveness of the situation better than most. In recent days, the late Dawn Servant's shade has been seen wandering the woods of Yaktel. I have reason to believe it was invoked in like manner to the one used in the feat. Only a privileged few of the Wuneva should be privy to the knowledge required to perform the rite. The culprit will be found in time, but we've a more pressing matter at hand now. I must hurry and inform the Lance Guard. Bakul Jaja requires reinforcements. The Dawn Servant's shade. Yet he may not hold out until the guard assembles. I'm loath to ask such a favor, but would you aid Bakul Jaja in this battle? I kind of dislike how often it is that, like, we're standing in a situation like this and somebody has to be like, hey, could you help? Instead of us being like, well, that sounds like a job for me, I'm just gonna go. I'm in your debt. Zodiark descent is to the west of here. Please go and help my son. Gulol Jaja? My alarm just went off. Well, not went off, it's just letting me know that the battery's low. Maybe that's what's slowing the game down. Where are we going? Oh, we're over there. Wow. Honestly, I don't know if there's a Gulol Jaja in Final Fantasy 11. I never played that far into it to know. Though I've been wanting to actually, like, play some Final Fantasy 11 again. Let's see. Oh, Gulol Jaja. I'm looking it up right now. Gulol Jaja is indeed Job Ninja Festival. Yeah, Autarch of Mamuk. Yeah, I played when Treasures of Art Urgon came out, but I never got that far into the game though. Gwa! The Bakul Jaja. Way! Pathetic. And you dare call yourselves blessed siblings. Pant Pant. Not bad. You might actually prove a challenge. If you've come to help, best stay on your guard. He's not alone. Looking kind of ridiculous. What's this? Another monster in need of slaying? Don't worry, I'll send them packing. Here I go. Nullifying dropkick. No, you don't. Can't explain why, but something told me I had to be here. Huh, not bad. Not bad at all. But it'll take more than a couple of tourists to stop me. Taurus. Oh, daft girl. You can speak? Shame you don't seem to have any manners. The name's Preesh. You'd do well to remember. Preesh? Dead. Haha, looks like I win. One Taurus down, one to go. I hope you're ready. Yeah. At ease, Preesh. We've seen to our task. Come. Whatever you say, Olmia. Olmia, what is she talking about? Priest, wait. Please, don't go. Now I'm guessing word of the Dawn Servant's shade is what brought you here. I don't know what that girl has to do with all of this, but clearly she's aligned with whoever summoned them. The way remains open, though there's no telling where it leads. Even so, they can't be allowed to return. We have a duty to protect this forest, and I'll not see it torn apart by some two-headed imposter. Let's hurry after them, brother. Watch over that one, won't you? Preesh, what's happened to you? Everything's still hazy, but I recall fighting alongside that girl. We were comrades in arms, I think. But something was clearly wrong with her. She not only mistook me for a monster, but she called her two-headed companion Olmia. The Olmia I know is an elven woman, a far cry from the reptilian fiend we encountered. Something dark has taken hold of her, clouded her mind. I have to go and... Ugh. You're not going anywhere with those wounds. I'll go after Preesh. You would put yourself in harm's way for my sake. Thank you. I recognize that look. The eyes of a woman who has seen more than their fair share of battle. Despite what Prisha's done, she was a dear friend to me, I'm fairly certain. Have care, friend. There's no telling what lies beyond that portal. Juno, the first walk now accessible. Here we go. Right into it. Weekly rewards limit. Yes, I know. I know about weekly reward limits. People here are just standing in line. Let me join the line. So I think it drops 710 gear. No, wait, I think it drops 720 gear, right? Average wait time more than 30 minutes? What? 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 For real? I mean, well, now that I think about it, I suppose even though this is kind of like prime time when everyone is playing, people are probably at this point playing the MSQ and working through that. So I shouldn't be too surprised about that. But, well, it, sounds like we might not actually be doing this then. Yeah, it's gonna be a long wait for now we could technically do the Pelu Pelu quest meanwhile, but I don't really know. I don't really know. Yeah, I think this might be good enough where we leave off today. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be a cool raid though. But thank you for joining in on the stream. So this week we have an actual schedule. So on Thursday, right? Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday we will be doing some more Triangle Strategy VR. And then on Saturday, Batman Arkham Shadow in VR as well. But yeah, that'll be it for the day's MSQ stream here. Interesting. I mean, it's a 0.1 MSQ. They're not usually too fascinating, I think. so I'm not giving it too high of a standard, but it's interesting to see where it's going from here for sure. But anyways, that's gonna be it. See you all on Thursday. Bye.